Here's a basic overview of today's discussion. I'll go over my general approach when starting, 3 important resources I use to help me become successful. We'll look at my TPT earning results. I will also highlight and speak on some of my top performing products. We'll talk about lessons learned. I will provide you with some tips and close out with some awesome freebies. So step number 1 for me was to set a goal. Like with most things in life, if you are looking to be successful in some capacity, you have to have a plan, even if it's very generic. So I decided to create 5 TPT products per week, totaling at least 20 for the month of July. Step 2 for me was to have a start date. And for me, that was July 1st, 2019. The next step was for me to identify a progress monitoring checkpoint date so I can assess how things were going. And this was July 31st. Just made sense to start at the beginning of the month and do a little check-in at the end of the month. And last but not least, I personally chose to have some supporting resources to start with on this journey, and that included a graphic designer, virtual assistant, the use of Pinterest, and also Tailwind. My first resource was to hire a virtual assistant. In many instances, some may say this is not necessary, and it really is not even for myself. But with the approach that I wanted to use, I actually wanted to devote most of my time being the brain behind the operation and creating the ideas and the sketches for the products I wanted to produce. I needed to bring on the virtual assistant to kind of create that finished, polished product. And since I did set that goal of creating 5 products a week, I wanted to ensure that I met that goal. My second resource was Pinterest. And this, I believe, my friends, is one of the best, if not the best, social media platform for sharing images that visitors of that platform can search and find for years to come. So not all social media platforms operate like Pinterest. You can post an image one day, and over the next several months and years to come, that same image can resurface and be found by someone who's looking for it. So that's the beauty of Pinterest. Other social media platforms, your content can easily get lost in a feed after posting. And last but not least, a complementary tool to Pinterest is something called Tailwind. It's a social media scheduling tool that saves you a ton of time from having to schedule your social media images, one at a time. Yeah, as you can see here, I made a whopping $12.30. This was my net profit after, TBT deductions. They have to take their cut for us teacherpreneurs using their platform. I think my gross was $18, but yeah, I made about $12.30 as a result. All right, next couple of slides, we're going to look at some screenshots just to show some basic evidence. The first up is the inside of my dashboard. It shows the total that I made between July 1st and July 19th, the net amount of $12.30. You can see in that upper right hand corner that I managed to upload 33 products. So yay, I not only met that goal of 20 products in the month, but I exceeded it. You also see that there is one person following me, and I also received my first review. So all of this, no matter how small the volume that we're seeing here, it was phenomenal for me to experience, because this meant that something that I was doing is working and that I needed to continue so I can see better results. This second slide is just an extension of what we just saw. However, it shows the sales per day for the month of July. There was a total of 6. Nothing major, but 6 is still something. At the bottom represents the dates, and that vertical axis represents the dollar amount. You'll notice for those first 2 items, the amount earned was less than the last 4. Coming into this, I did decide to set the prices for all of my products at $3. The reason why those first 2 are lower than the latter is because I chose to sign up with a free account And when you do that, you do not earn the highest commissions on your product. After those first couple of sales, I later decided to, go ahead and upgrade and get that annual membership, which is, depending on your budget, affordable. It's about $59 for the year. And as you can see, I was able to earn a lot more when I received those other sales. So definitely was worth the investment. All right, and on this particular slide, we are going to analyze the products sold for the month of July, and just go ahead and put that elephant in the room. I do know that the y-axis, that vertical line on my graph, is inaccurate. I didn't know how to get rid of the 0.5, so I just kept it. Clearly you can't sell half of a product, so I just want to put that out there. But as you guys can see, that K through 12 weekly newsletter, I did sell 2 items, and the subsequent items all had, individual purchases. This is a showcase of some of my best work, compliments of my graphic designer. And as you can see, these 3 items reflect some of the items that were sold previously. The first was a parent-friendly student information sheet. It was designed and created as a PDF and a document that is perfect for getting to know your student and your students' families. I also included a lot of language within this form that helps a teacher learn about a student's limitations and areas of support, allergies, medical needs, strengths, motivators, just to name a few. The last 2 products were created as editable PowerPoint slides. And in these 2 products, you'll notice that at the end, I also included bonus monthly calendars. So yes, the product is sold as a newsletter, but I decided to go in and throw in some bonuses. I'm known to be that type of person. This next slide shows the number of followers. Again, y-axis acting kind of crazy right now, but for the most part, you can see I had that 1 follower, which was awesome. That means that person was interested in more product. And I also received a 4-star rating, which at the time of recording this video, 4 stars for a TPT product is the highest number of stars you can receive when being reviewed. And those stars were received on that student information sheet product, that PDF. So I will remember that day in history and that product forever. Okay, so next up, these are some of the lessons learned. I noticed that because I decided to create items that were perfect for back to school, the items I selected were based upon, the time of the year that I started. So I could have easily made products for the summer. But since we were already midsummer, I said, why not start to create products perfect for the fall? So a lot of my initial items were newsletters and tools that would be beneficial to teachers when working with students and families at the start of the year. Another lesson learned was products that are visually appealing and clear with instructions are highly likely to receive purchases. You want to be able to attract people to your store. You don't have to be a perfectionist about it, but definitely try to make visually appealing images. In addition, if your product requires additional work when using it, you want to provide very specific instructions and make sure that that information is clear. I also noticed and feel as though that I offered value. So there were a handful of items that had those bonus products that were part of the main product, and I think that also helped with sales. And then the last thing is that I started without delay. So I tried not to spend too much time perfecting a product. I am kind of OCD about presentation, but at some point I did need to get the information up on the website because the whole point is for you to collect data and use that data and get feedback so you can know next steps. And here are a few tips I wanted to share with you. Try to aim to receive high customer satisfaction ratings. That can include you responding to questions, comments, and offering things like bonuses, polishing your resources so that they look awesome. Try to be strategic with your pricing. For me, $3 was my starting point. That's it. Why? Because that is what I knew I would receive the highest commission structure from Teachers Pay Teachers. I have nothing against people offering anything lower than that. For me, the starting point was $3. The only thing I had to make sure that I did was offer extra value so that people would purchase that amount. Diversify your portfolio. This does not mean offer products in every single subject known to man. Start with one and then maybe offer a variety of those options. For me, it was like that back to school, cluster of products. Newsletters for different grade levels. Awesome concept, and it seemed to work. Of course, you want to bundle your products. Why? You can make a larger profit, but it also is a nice, convenient way to package materials for a teacher. Who wants to shop for 1,000,001 things and research for hours and hours on end when you can package everything in nice one bundle? And last but not least, if you need help, feel free to look for someone online who could help you with some part of this process that you are uncomfortable with, have no experience with, or genuinely have no time. And as promised, I am going to leave you with a few items that are available for download in the description below. I'm going to give you a freebie checklist if you're trying to figure out how to convert people from your blog into a lead or a client or a customer. You definitely are going to want to check out that particular checklist. To my far right, I have a checklist that will provide you 10 profitable freelance services that you can offer today as a classroom teacher. You need ideas, want to get started, making money as a teacherpreneur, download that checklist. And the item in the middle is a complement to that freebie checklist to the right. If you're looking to start on Fiverr or Upwork and you need a gig description specific for freelance services, I went ahead and created 10 of those for you. You can easily cut, paste, tweak as you like, and upload and start making money today. All right, folks, I'm going to leave you with 2 questions that I'd like you to comment on below. Please let me know how I can help you on your teacherpreneur journey. And also, I love giving away freebies. So what kind of freebies will make your life easier? Please let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. I hope you have a wonderful day. I look forward to seeing you again. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Take care.